Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode where I try to do things in SnowRunner Hard Mode and possibly fail or possibly succeed. I don't really know. I'm not very good at the game, to be honest. Well, actually, okay, I'd say. Saying that, I think I might be reasonable at it. Passable, maybe. But yeah, I've completely lost my train of thought already. Brilliant start, everyone. Brilliant start. Welcome back. So today is one of those episodes where I don't know what I'm doing. And what I mean by that is I don't really have a plan. And to expand even further is, if you've watched some of my episodes, you'll have heard me talk about this before. Most of the time, I sort of have an idea of what I want to achieve in each episode as I'm going into them. Today, not a clue. Not really sure what order to do things. Not really sure what order to do my next tasks and stuff. But what I do know is that we're taking a big old tanker, a good old gasoline, up to the Black River Village. Or village. Or town. It's probably a town, isn't it? That's very bouncy. However, it's been a few episodes since we've had a lovely time lapse and some chill out to some music. And we've also done this journey many, many times before. So I think I'm going to take this up to the town, drag the White Western Star out of where we left it at the end of last episode, refuel, head on up to Smithfield Dam, and at some point reconvene and talk to you again a little bit later when I may or may not have more of an idea of what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm going to quickly stop so I can have a quick sip of my coffee. And then it's time-lapse time, so I'll speak to you all in a little bit. So here we are, back in Smithville Dam, in the garage with a White Western Star. And the first thing that I'm doing, as usual, is just double checking if we've got anything fancy. I don't think we have. Oh, what was that? Oh, it's locked. Cool. And what we can do though is finally put this spare wheel on. I talked about this in the last episode, I think. I want it on there because it gives us a little bit of a safety blanket for when we inevitably knacker ourselves on a barrier, like I did with the Pacific. And I'm gonna put the wedge cap on here. Only available for the current truck, which means we can sell off the older snorkel, get a bit of money back, because that just looks cool. Obviously, it fulfills a purpose and gives us a bit of an advantage when dealing with water, which is always good. But what I'm briefly doing is a slight bit of faffing around here, because I want to repair this. And unfortunately, I don't think you can attach the White Western Star to the repair trailer with the sideboard bed on at the same time, because I don't think you can pull the sideboard trailers whilst you've got the bed on, so I'm going to assume it's the same for the repair trailer. If it's not, well, I'm wasting a little bit of time of everyone's life here, yours and mine. So we're all upset together at least. So I want to repair, not from the spare wheel, from the service trailer, because that suspension's a bit knackered. There we go. Back to normal, and we've still got a decent amount of repair points in that as well. I'm going to move to the garage once again and put our... What am I putting back on? The sideboard trailer. Sideboard bed, sorry. Sorry, thinking and talking at the same time is a real challenge for me, it turns out. And now we're off to do what is possibly my favourite contest in Smithville Dam. It's not horrible in any way, shape or form. It didn't almost make me want to throw my controller through the TV on normal mode. And it didn't take me several attempts where the truck kept flipping up in any way, shape or form. It was absolutely beautiful. And if you can't tell, I'm being sarcastic, because it was the biggest headache that I had with contests on Smithville Dam. And I'm about to try and relive it now on hard mode. Now, if I remember correctly, it's more the route that you've got to take. It's just a little bit of a faff. And right at the start, there's a very, very easy way to flip your truck up. However, I'm saying all this, and I was using the... can't remember its proper name, but it's called the Bandit. You get it for free if you have one of the season passes, and I was just trying to use that to do this contest on normal mode, which I think has a higher centre of gravity. It's a great truck, I love it. I will be buying one in hard mode, I'm sure. However, it may be that the White Western Star... White Western Star? Is that what I'm using? Yeah, the White Western Star, with its lower centre of gravity, slightly lower maybe, that doesn't have the same problem that I did before. What am I doing now, you might be asking? It should be fairly obvious. I'm remembering to start the engine and then taking some fuel with us. Because the GMC with the fuel tank in, we really need down here for the next section. For quite a few things, we've got quite a few tasks in this one area, and the final contract that doesn't involve logs does involve our big old friend, the quarry. This feels difficult. Have I done my usual and put the handbrake on? Yes. That might help things if I take it off. Yep, that's a lot easier. So yeah, I want the fuel truck positioned at a place that is easy. It still feels really slow. Maybe it's just the weight. It feels like I'm really straining to pull this. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. Right. This cannot be right. Look, the handbrake's on again. So, what's cracking here? Take the handbrake off. No, don't delete trailer. Change truck, and the handbrake's off. Change truck, and the handbrake's off. So attach the winch. And it feels really slow again. If we turn off the engine. Nothing. Turn on the engine. I don't know. Maybe this truck's just heavier than I thought, but I feel like I'm crawling. I also feel like this might make a good thumbnail, so bear with. So I think I want our fuel truck position there for now. Move this out of the way. I almost forgot to fuel it up. But that's fine, you can stay there for a moment. Handbrake's back on, so God knows what's occurring. We refuel the White Western Star. Let's pop this just to the side in this very busy area. I said pop to the side, I can just dump it behind these logs really. Not logs, wooden planks. How many times have I made that pronunciation error in this game so far? Many, many times. So, I'm going to stop myself here. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to go up here and have a quick chat about why I hate this contest. And it's partially because we're in this view, which I don't love. It's handy at times, but not all the time. And it's because we've got to get kind of straight across here and then around that banking. So the route that we have to go is kind of all the way along here to, I think it's up here actually. I don't know why I'm not just checking on it. Last one, to the renovating house, yeah. And there's 2 sets of bricks. And we've got to go across here and sort of round. I don't think there's another easy way of doing it. Unless you went up and down that way. But that looks quite a hairy route in addition to the route that I'm taking now. So if I use the right button, so I was certainly using the wrong one then, to get out of here, we're going to see what happens. And chances are, I may be bringing the Pacific all the way here to rescue a flipped over truck. I think on normal mode I just recovered several times, but that's not really the most cost effective option on hard mode. And of course, we're about to go into night time. Thankfully we have a reasonable amount of the lights on this. First up, let's get ourselves loaded up. Turns out my crane was way higher than I thought then. Once again, the crane camera causing me no end of headaches. I hate it. And let's hack the cargo, restore the crane. And our power to weight's gone down, as has our durability. Let's actually put it in a mode that allows me to reverse. Always good. So I'm just looking at this alternate route, but it's quite long. I'm not sure I can easily do it in the time allowed. So we're just going to hope for the best down here and see what happens. Right, wish me luck everyone. See, I find it so much harder to judge things in the first person view. You know, you don't have the same view of your surroundings that you normally get. Which makes it hard. And it's also just hard in the sense that I'm trying to really resist clicking in the thumbstick to see what's occurring. I think this is shallow enough to drive through. It's also very, very difficult to use a winch. See, it looks like we're stuck already. Nope. So there you go. First attempt. Bust. And a stuck truck. I didn't even make it to the troublesome bit. I feel like I'm just completely and utterly stuck here. Oh, I am moving a bit in reverse. Okay. Just out of interest. Nine minutes. I might try the long route. Because it may be that I can't even get across here as easily with the White Western Star. Especially in first person where I can't see as well. Compared to when I did it in the Bandit. Because the Bandit is a pretty powerful truck. I think it's got always on diff lock and always on four-wheel drive. I know I had those on, but it's also got massive wheels, great mud tyres, the works. So I'm going to go refuel first. I know that we could do it as part of the contest, but this menu always confuses me. I thought reversing it would be a little bit quicker than this. You've got 9 minutes to get there. Via a route that I don't really know. Goodness, this is slow. Sorry, everyone. Attempts left 4, so you can actually completely bollocks this up and just get locked out, in which case we ain't 100% in Michigan for sure. So I want to go down here, all the way up to here, at which point we're going in. This looks like a horrible path to take with the White West. No, that's not going to happen. Look at that turn. How do I do this? And that just doesn't look particularly doable in the White Western Star. There's also this horrid slope to go up, which the Bandit coped with, but the White Western Star might not. I mean, I could try just going around the mountain. How much time do I have to do it? 9.5 minutes just to go around the mountain. I think I might just try that. So that's our turn off. What I'm going to do is just track this, track this, track this. We're all good around there, we're all good around there. I'm going to put a waypoint here, basically, to warn myself I'm getting towards the horrible bridge. Second waypoint there, third waypoint there. And Bob's on Emma. Right. Let's see what happens with this. 9.5 minutes of doing this mountain pass again. I mean, I've just got stuck on a bridge by the looks of it, so great start. If it sounds like I'm not having too much fun with this contest, then that's probably correct. I'm really not a fan of it. But let's see if we can make it there. I do feel like going this mountain pass route in under 9.5 minutes isn't going to happen. But you never know. You never know. And if I don't manage it, what I might do this time is, instead of trying to keep going with the contest and keep failing, it might be a case of leaving it and then coming back when we have better trucks and seeing if I can do it then, rather than just getting angrier and angrier, more frustrated, and potentially also just locking myself out of the contest and creating not necessarily the most entertaining videos to watch as I just get more and more wound up. We'll leave it and we'll come back to it in the far, far future with a good truck, 3 attempts left, and maybe a better chance of success. Because I mean, 2 minutes already makes me feel like this isn't happening. Because we've not even reached the curvy bits of the mountain yet. And you can see whenever we're getting onto the rougher surfaces, the White Western Star's actually struggling a bit. Now that could be because of the load, I think. Well, it is due to the load, I'm pretty sure. Three minutes. Thing is, we should at least get bronze. Unless I do something stupid and click a button by accident to take me out of first person. Well, the drop-off zone's just flashed onto the map, which is exciting, which means we're slightly closer to it than we were. I feel like we've still got a lot of twists and turns to go. Now, saying that, we're almost at the bridge. I thought we were still a little further away from that. This is actually less of a problem than I thought it might be. Assuming I can actually get the truck moving. It's more of a problem with the bigger trucks. We are bouncing around a lot. I think we've still got a fair bit of uphill to go. So actually doing this on the roads, maybe this is where it'd be better to actually change the gearbox and have one with more high speeds in. But at the same time, you'd probably lose your low plus ability at that by doing that. And I have used that a few times to get through some of the tricky mud, so yeah. All sorts of difficult decisions, thoughts, feelings about this mission. Three minutes to go. I don't think we're going to make it, because even though we're probably not too far away from turning onto the mud path now, I reckon that could be a right sticky situation. Am I saying that we are motoring it down here? Oops, there goes a spring. Didn't like the angle we're at then. This is a very tough path. But actually, I can afford to slow it down. We're almost here. So all the pain and suffering that I endured on normal mode, and I could have just taken the road. Well, there we go. Maybe all the rage wasn't worth it. And a lot of you are going to be sat there going like, Jesus, it's not that difficult. And I've just proved that. Ah, glorious third person. Person. Welcome back. So where are we? We're here. And what is next is pretty much doing the same, but backwards, with the curtain side trailer, which I'm not entirely convinced I'll get up this hill. So that might be a job for the Pacific in a long ass time. And also, unfortunate event. That is one where we need to go deep in here to pick up some oil. We've got some there. Interesting. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there for today, actually. It's going to be a fairly short episode, or shorter than usual. But it just feels like a nice place to leave it after that annoying mission. We'll have a short one, and we'll jump back in next time to crack on with some of the Smithville tasks. So, apologies if you don't like the shortness. Let me know in the comments. But yeah, a nice, quick one with that frustrating mission and a relocation to Smithville Dam. Likes, comments, feedback, suggestions, subscriptions, always welcome, as usual, and very much appreciated. So thank you to those of you who do. And I'll see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.